Hello everyone, I'm Vivi and welcome to the channel. The brilliant minds behind the Kao the Kangaroo series have confirmed that a brand new adventure is coming. There's no precise information to, let's say, when it comes to whether or not this is a reboot or an actual sequel. I mean, it's gotta be either of these two, logically speaking. A remake, I believe they would have stated it already, because a remake would basically be a one-to-one version of the original game. But they're calling it a brand new adventure, which I believe is pretty self-explanatory. Now, before I dive deeper, let's go over the history of the company and the franchise. Tate Multimedia was actually known as X-Ray Interactive, which was founded back in 2001. Then we got Tate Interactive, founded in 2002. As of 2015, the team now goes under the name Tate Multimedia. The company is small, very well-established team in Poland. The team has overall produced over 30 games since the company was founded. Out of all games they developed, they own 3 brands, aka 3 IPs. Kao the Kangaroo has always been their property, their brand. They also have the Urban Trial series. The first one got mass reception. It sold over 1 million copies across 150 countries. It released on the PlayStation 3, PS Vita, PC, and iOS back in 2013. The second installment for this IP was a 3DS exclusive. Another one was released in 2018 titled Playground for the Nintendo Switch and PC. Latest one within the series would be Urban Trial Tricky, released on the Nintendo Switch. Now what this tells us, Tate Multimedia is an active running development team. There's also a project titled Steel Rats, which was released back in 2018 on multiple platforms, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC. Last but not least, our favorite kangaroo, Kao, or Ko, or Ka. Depending on which country you live in, I've heard different pronunciations, but you know, it's officially pronounced as Kao, or Dennis, which was his prototype name. The very first Kao the Kangaroo installment released on PC in Poland and Europe in the year 2000. As for North America, 2001. Publisher Tate Interactive wanted to port the game to the Dreamcast in Europe in the year 2000. North America, 2001. Basically, Poland only received the PC version of the first game, with 45,000 units sold there alone. There were mixed reviews, but enough reception of the game made the team consider a sequel. There was also, I guess, what people like to call the forgotten GBA version of the first game, developed by X-Ray Interactive, published by Tate Interactive. I didn't hear too many great things about this one, especially when it comes to the controls. As for the reviews, I believe it got the worst out of the bunch, on average. Now, fun fact. According to an interview from last month, unfortunately it's in Polish, but thank you to Kao Central over on Twitter for giving us a better translation of the most interesting tidbits of the interview. Kao 1 started as Tomb Raider clone with basically only 1 level completed. From that tech demo, the only thing that survived was the engine. Main development team for Kao 1 consisted of 4 people, with additional coming and going. Kao Round 2 was released in 2003 on PC in Poland. That was their first approach. Then comes 2005 for the PAL region and 2006 for North America. Then, as more publishing deals happened with other companies, the game got ported to the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube, with the respective years on screen. Now, porting the game to Xbox was alright, according to the team, but for the PlayStation 2 it was basically a nightmare. It took him 6 months to port it onto that system. It was so hard, they had trouble running the game over 10 frames per second. We also have a PSP version of Kao 2, what they call an enhanced version of the game, featuring additional levels and extra race modes. As for Kao 3, the interview states that the team had budget cuts and unfortunately, the game released in only a few select areas. Records show that the game mainly released in Poland. Australia apparently had some copies with rough English translations, with no official English voices. The game was also spotted in France, Spain, Germany, Russia, even Hungary. And that was it for the Kao series. Nothing of Kao surfaced until a certain movement happened a couple of years ago, well, 2018 to be precise. Not only was the team surprised by the fact that content creators were playing the game in 2018, but the fact that there was this popular hashtag going on Twitter, Bring Kao Back. That was the cherry on top. People were wondering if the game would ever get ported to Steam, aka PC. After all, the game was popular on the PC. That's when the team decided to take a leap of faith. They remastered Kao Round 2, not the first one, the second game, for PC. The game basically launched on May 31st, 2019. The game was also free between June 9th and June 14th. Free or not, the price they have right now, it's very, very affordable. Free downloads and sales combined, that's 1.5 million downloads. More than what the series has ever sold before. In January 2020, they did the most heartwarming gesture. Profit of the game would be donated to Australia's bushfire relief. Over 2,000 copies were sold in that time frame. About $3,000 US were donated to the relief. And now, the team has announced a brand new project. As for Kao 1 or even Kao 3 getting remastered, well, as for the first game at least, it's very difficult according to Tate. As for Kao 3, no word on that. And going off logic, the game was so short, we're speaking of 4 levels and 1 boss. And they'd even need official English translations. Round 2 on Steam, it launched worldwide. So launching Kao 3 as a remaster, they'd have to get voices and all that. It's much more complicated. So I wouldn't even imagine the third one getting remastered. Instead, their focus is on a brand new game. Yes, we are working on the entirely new Kao the Kangaroo game. This time, Kao will take on a completely new journey. New story, challenges, enemies, visuals, and a whole lot more. We will keep you posted, and soon you will be able to see a first glimpse of the game, so stay tuned. As for any type of reveal regarding this brand new game, we got concept art right here, which looks gorgeous, and we have a short clip of its environment. This appears to be running on the Unreal Engine 4. Heck, they stated in their interview that they now focus on the Unreal Engine instead of making their own engine, what they used to do back in the day. Now looking at this, I'm really getting Spyro Reignited vibes in terms of aesthetic. Now as for other updates, the team shared this, stating that they will share more soon. I am really curious to see as to where this is going, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this one for sure. So with that being said guys, this is it for the video. If you have questions, thoughts, or anything of such sort, leave it all in the comments section below. And as always, I've been VTNVIVI, and thank you so much for watching.